Welcome back to today's class, and we are going to be doing the final part of the video. And I want to use this opportunity to tell you guys that I'll be doing some extra videos where we will have to work on the website. Yeah, just to add an additional page. Yes, just to add additional page to the website. Yes. Then while in this video, while I'm doing that, we are going to write problem statement and maybe program description. Yes. So the problem statement, we will add it to the pseudocode, and we'll put it in the Word file and also probably the text file. Then for the website video additional, that will be an additional video, but for the programming, we'll just do everything once and wrap it up. So now let's start. This here, we are told to write a program, right? So we'll write a program based on this here. So based on this what do you call it, based on the algorithm that we have here, we are going to write a program. So how do we do that? You will need an application called CodeBlocks, right? If you don't have a code block, you can download it at CodeBlocks website. So I will just show you the one you need to download so that you can work with it easily. Download it and install. So once you go to a browser, so you go to a browser, you can search for CodeBlocks, right? So you search for CodeBlocks, and you go there and download. So this is CodeBlocks, right? You just go to download, and I will show you the one that you need to download, right? So I just wait for it to. So this is the CodeBlock website, right? And all you need to do is click on the binary release. You go there and download. I may not be downloading for now, but I'm just going to show you how and what you need. So look for the one that has CodeBlock Ming setup. Yes, that's the compiler. This one comes with a compiler. Okay, you can download as such for. I prefer using this link here, the app, CDN. So yes, I prefer using this one. You just get the file straight. So that will get you the download link, and you click on it and download and install, and you're good to go. However, in the lab, almost most of the system has the CodeBlocks compiler and IDE. So IDE stands for Integrated Development Environment. So you use it to develop your program. So that's by the way. Now let's proceed to doing this one. So we are going to write the code based on this algorithm that we have created, right? So now what I'm going to do next is to go to the start button, yeah, and I'm going to search CodeBlocks. Okay, that is because I've already installed it. So I'll click on CodeBlocks, I'll click on it, open it, I'll wait for it to load so that I can begin my program. Okay, now this is the code block interface, right? That's what I will need to do here. I will need to create a new file. I'm not going to do all this. Just go here, the menu, and I click on file. You see this new file? Yes, I'm going to create an empty file. Okay, so this new file, I will start with some headers, right? So let me see what I'm going to do. I'm going to start with comment. So comment where I will put information description. So that will be part of the documentation there. So I'm going to put a multi-line comment. So just put that there and put a star, / and a star. So, and I press enter and I put that there. Now I'm just doing this so that I can write in here without, I think I need to zoom this text. Let's see, control. Yes, I'm trying to zoom this text. But let's see how it goes. Probably when I get to this point, let me just go to settings, and I want to wrap the text. Editing, scripting, environment. So under environment, I want to make sure that the text is wrapped when I'm editing. Wait. So go to settings, be editor. Okay, so this is the editor, right? And I'm going to check. There should be a point, other editor settings. Yes, this is word wrap. Now, what the word wrap does is to when you keep typing and it gets to the end of the line, it just moves to the next line while still showing you the other part of the program. Now, if you notice something here, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, this is just showing you the line, okay? The current line of code. Remember, every program reads line by line, okay? So now this is showing you the line where you are in the coding aspect. So in here, I'm going to start by introducing myself. Yeah, I would say candidate name. Please bear with me. I had a little code this morning. So for the candidate name, okay. You go to the next line, candidate number. Candidate number. Then what are we going to do now? Yes, you put your candidate number. You put the candidate number is just your exam number given to you by CSEC. Then here will be the date the program was created, right? Could just say date created. So you put, if it is today's date, you put the date when you finish, right? So you can just say 25 February 2026, right? Then you press enter, and yeah. So once you do that, you tell us about the program. So what's the program name? Program name or title, then which program name. So you can call it a housekeeper payroll system. Then program description. You just give us a brief of what the program intends to do. So we go here and see what the program intends to do. So we can just copy this here. You just copy that. Fine. Once you highlight this to this point, click on File, no, edit, copy it, or Control C. You just copy it. Then you come in here and you right click, you paste it. Yeah. So you see, it's kind of long, but I will try to break it down. Yeah, just leave it like that. That will be fine. So you just go there and it's still on the same line. Yeah, that's a good one there. So now that you've done that part, that's it. It makes more sense what the program is intended to do. So you come to this line, end of line here, you put in your cursor and you press enter to go to the next line. Okay, I wanted to do this so that it will be bigger. Let's see, maybe when I get to this point, that will work. Okay, fine. So let's start writing our program now. So I will start with the first keyword there. First, I need to include the headers. And to do that, I'll just, in C programming, to do that, I will just say hash include I give a space. I put in the greater than symbol, less than symbol, studio. This studio? No, it's standard stdio. We do the standard input and output, and I put dot h, and I close it with the greater than symbol. Yes, that's just telling the system to add the header of the standard input and output. So that means your standard input and output. So what I'm going to do now is that I'm going to save this document. So I'll click on File and I click on Save. I can use this or I could use Save As. So let me just use Save As. So now that I have this Save As, I have this. If you look at the end, it says .c, right? I'm going to open this my document where I've been saving the program. I'll look at it and I'll double click that to open, or I just select the folder or the directory where I need to save the program and I press enter. Then I will come down here and I will change the file name, and I'm going to name it housekeeper payroll system, right? So, and yeah, .c, don't forget that, right? .c. C is the language we are programming with, and you click on save, right? Now, if you notice that there's a lot of change now, the program is now making more sense, right? I'm trying to zoom this. I don't know why it's not zooming the way I wanted it to. Oh, let me see. View. Okay. All right. Let me keep doing what I'm doing. Yeah. Okay. I just pray that you can see my screen as I'm doing all this, because I wanted to make the characters a little bit bigger and bolder, so that for some reason it's just not doing that. Okay. So I will just give a additional line, and we can start the program. Now, there are other ways to do this. I could declare the variables before the main program itself, or I can declare it right inside the program. It depends on which way. So I'm just going to do just a simple thing, and I will declare the program on the fly inside the main program itself. So I will start with the main program. Okay, and main. So this main function is the program itself, right? To start up the program. So I'm going to put in the curly braces, right? So shift and shift, when you press down shift and the square bracket, you will get the curly braces. So once you see, if you notice, the curly braces is open here and open there, right? And yeah, so it means that everything you're going to do, you're going to put it inside here. Yes, this is the closing of the curly brace. Yes, you're going to put your program here. So first of all, now I'm going to start by declaring the array. Since we are working with arrays, I'm going to declare those array variables. Yeah. So I'm going to declare arrays for 5 housekeepers, right? Keepers. Now, this is a comment. This is a single line comment where you have a double forward slash. Okay, that's a single line comment. So, the next thing I'm going to do is we have name. I think so. Name is the first one. Let me see. Yes, we declare name. So I'm going to do in this order. So declare as integer, declare as real. So that's what I'm going to do. I come back to the program here. Okay. Yes. So to declare a variable and assign the file type, you start with the file type first. So it's a character. Yes. So I was saying names. Now this character, I'll declare the array first, right? Then move the cursor to the other side. Then I'll give the size of that variable. I'll say probably 30, since it's a name. Just say 30. Yeah, since it's a name. And let's see how it goes. Now, at the end of each declaration, I'm going to put the semicolon sign. You'll see it there on your keyboard. I think it's after L key. You see the semicolon sign. You press the semicolon. Yes, I have added that part now. So let me just put a comment to tell you what it does. So this here does housekeeper name. Then name or names, right? So names, right? Because it's not one. Here, if you notice here, you have 5. So that means we are looking at 5 possible um, array, right? While this is just the character length. So that means whatever name you're given shouldn't be up to 30. Probably first name and last name. Yeah, shouldn't be up to 30. Then there we go. So go to the next line. We declare for trn, you're going to use a string character. So we say trn, same thing. Yeah. We just say 5, right? Then here we put in the bracket and we just say 12, not more than 12. Then we close it. This is for the trn. See, this shows the trn numbers. So the hours worked, we are going to declare it as an integer, right? So I'll just say int. Int stands for integer in C. Hours, and we look at that. Just hours worked. You may not need to give it a size, so we just put in the variable. I mean the what you call it, the array size. Let me see what I will do here. Just click here and press tab. Yes. So from here, I press tab. Yes. So I'm going to use a tab to keep them in line. So what I did here was just pressing tab. Yeah. And so that I put them in line. Tab gives you 6 spaces. I think 5 or 6 spaces. Then, yeah, so this will store the hours worked. Hours worked, right? There. You press enter to the next line. I'm on line 19 right now. I'm going to, for the pay, let me see. What do we have there? The pay as real. Okay. In C, real is the same thing as float. Float. Floating numbers or float point numbers. So just call it float. Is the same thing as real. So the array size. And yes. So I press tab twice and put the comment. Now, these are part of things that will give you the mark in your SBA. Make sure you comment what the program is doing or what maybe a declared variable is to do, or a block of code is to do. So you just put it there. Store the calculated gross pay, right? So it will store the calculated gross pay. So now, the next thing I'm going to do after declaring that, I will have to declare the loop that I will be using. Okay, so I'm going to declare the overtime variable and the loop variable, right? So let's go there. Here will be declare declare loop variable and overtime variable. variable. Okay, so that I'm going to declare line 22. I'll just say integer for the loop. I'm going to use x for the loop, right? X is what I have there. Some people may want to use I, but I'm going to use x, right, for the loop array. And yeah, then the overtime is how many hours, right? I will declare it as integer overtime, right? So once I finish declaring, I make sure I put my semicolon at the end. So now I start working on the program itself, where I need to prompt the user, right? So I'll prompt the user and get input from them. So here, okay, prompt slash input, right? So I'll prompt and get an input. So get I'm going to get data from Fiverr housekeepers, right? Key housekeepers, right? Yeah, housekeepers. So now in C, for you to prompt or display, you will have to use a function called printf, right? Now that printf uses a print function to display a text on screen, right? It's an output function, so you can use it to do some prompting, right? Yes. So what I'm going to do here now, I'm going to display the header first, like a big header to tell you what the program is all about. Then we can start receiving input after that line. So this is what I'm going to do now. I'm going to print f, right? And I'm going to open bracket, yes. And I'll go to the end and put my semicolon, then come back to the bracket. Inside the bracket, I'll put the cursor here. You see, the cursor is inside the bracket. So there, yes, I'm going to put print my statement. So since I'm printing a string, I'm going to use the double quote. You see that there? So shift and the single quote gives you double quote. So now that I have the double quote, I'm going to put something like a bar. Now I'm going to explain the bar because this is just a header, right? So this is just a header that I'm going to use. Put the cursor here and I print again. Print, no. Now, if you're doing your print, don't use a capital letter, just use a small letter so that the program doesn't give you an error. So double quote there. So I'm going to use tab. No, let's say 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Say house keeper payroll system, right? Oh, there's something I did here, because if I print here, it will print in one line. So I'm going to put a new line here by using \n creates a new line when the program is being outputted, right? So here now I'm going to do the same thing, \n. So when the program is being compiled at this line, it knows what to do. It creates a new line after this, right? Make sure you put your semicolon after declaring your print function. So I'll do another one again. Print function, open bracket, colon. Now I just want to rule a line under the housekeeper payroll system. So I'm just using the equal sign to rule that line. /n. Now I'm just trying to make sure that my work look neat. Okay, and I close it. Right. Then now I will create a loop, a for loop. Now that for loop is to loop the program or a section of the program so long as the value keeps counting down, right? So let's say we have 5, right? So it keeps looping to the last 5. It depends on how you set it, but it keeps looping to the last number before proceeding to the next program block of programs or next section of the program. Yes, so I'm going to start that here, because if we, let's see, so look at this here. Yes, you see, create loops to get the input from the user. Yes. I go to this line here, I press enter, I just create loop, to get input from the user. So user will be the person who is operating the system at the time, keying in the data. Okay, so let's start for. I'm creating a for loop. I just told you that. So once you create a loop function, that will start with the you type in the for, and you open the bracket. So inside the bracket you can put the statement. So you say x is equal to 0, right? So if x is equal to 0, x is less than 5. Remember, we have 5. X is less than 5. So the array is less than 5. Then x will be plus plus, like x plus plus will be kind of count, repeat the process until you get the 0, right? So once you do that, then now you go to the next line. In this next line, you are going to write a block of codes that will do some action, right? So you put that code in a curly brace or bracket. Okay, so inside the curly bracket here, once you put the curly bracket, automatically the IDE, which is the code block, will open and close it for you. Here you see that's open and close, right? So inside the block of code, I'm going to prompt the user. So here we'll prompt the user, which is printf. We prompt the user for some data. So what am I going to do now? Okay. Yes. Double quote. So I'm going to create. Let me just put it in a new line. so that it doesn't, at least give some space to write it out. Just need a new line. Housekeeper, right? /D, that should be number, housekeeper number 1, number 2, and so on. So probably that's what we display, I guess. But we'll test it out and see what happens. So now that I've done to that point, at the end here, I will, no, inside the bracket, because I want to create a loop, right? I put x plus 1. X plus 1. Okay. There's an x plus 1. I'm going to put this there. And I go to the next line. Where put / prompt the user to enter name of housekeeper, right? So here I'm going to say printf. Just go through the main thing, printf. You say enter name, right? I put the colon there. I press a space. Then at the end, I put the semicolon, right? Press enter again to go to a new line. Let me see if this will work this time. It's not working. Yeah, it doesn't work. So let's just keep doing what we're doing. Now remember to save. Remember to save. Just hit on file. So remember to save. Just hit on file. Save. Control S. Remember to save your work so that if you're still working before lunchtime, you can go out to lunch and come back, right? Always try to give yourself a break after some 30 minutes so that you don't burn out. So yeah, let's continue, right? Now that you've done that, you need to get the input, right? You need to store the input. So to store the input, you use the scan F, right? Scan F. So will be, yes, it will store based on the what you have there. And shift 6/n. All right. Now, what this does here is it stores this as string, right? We'll store it as a string, and it will store it in names, right? So it will store it in names variable x. We'll test it and see. Right. You close the bracket, the scan F bracket, then you put a semicolon. So what I'm just do now, just copy this. I don't need to type it so much. Just copy it and paste here, and enter TRN of housekeeper, house, not housekeeper, right? So I enter the TRN. So we'll just go through the same process again and edit it. Printf. So here, enter TRN, right? So enter TRN, then close the bracket, colon. What are you passing? The passing files, okay. The next line, remember, scanf is to read or store the data that you've collected in variable. So here now we are going to open the bracket, and inside the bracket there, put our cursor inside. For some reason it's just whatever, just keep typing. So in here I don't know why it's doing this. Oh my bad. Okay, I guess the command I'm using to zoom is affecting it, but no problem. So just keep doing what you're doing, right? Yours may be different, so just where to type in. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to type in here. No, I'm going to say and s string. Yeah, it's a string. So it's a string. Then trn close that square bracket, then close the bracket. Put this here. Yes. So I will now take in the hours worked. So just on the user. I just copy this part again, come down to the next line, prompt the user to enter hours worked by the housekeeper. So you just enter the total amount of hours worked, right? So you go to your database and you look at the hours worked, and you enter it like that. So if the housekeeper worked like 45 hours, that's 40 hours plus overtime, right? Yeah, okay. Overtime, let's say overtime is 5 hours and the user worked 40 hours full time, which every user should work 40 hours, right? Then the overtime is 5 hours. So you can just say it's 45 hours and you put it in there. So that's it. Print of you open the brackets, enter, enter hours worked. This and close the bracket and put your semicolon. Remember to always put your semicolon. Now we read it and store. Remember, the scanf is used to read the files. So this is since it's the data type is what do you call this in again? Integer. So we use a $D. Yes, that will tell the system the input to store is integer, and we say an hours, right? Yes, here now we'll put an hours. The reason why we are doing that is just that that's the last input we are taking in the loop. So hours X, remember it's a array, so we always do the array sign, and we close it, right? So yes, now that we've done that, we are going to do some calculation inside the loop. So here, so we are going to do some calculation inside the loop. So we'll calculate for gross pay, right? Calculate gross pay. Okay, so in here now, we so in here that we have this, we are going to run a conditional assessment or selection. Yeah, we are going to do an if else statement. So giving us two options. So remember, why you are doing if else is because you have if the worker does more than 40 hours, do something. If not, just do another thing, right? So it's just two options that we have. That's why we are doing the if else conditional statement or selection type. So you have the if else and if else, then something like that. So or just if, which is just one option, but this is two options, right? So we are going to do that right now. So you have a if hours, right? Hours X, remember it's a array. If hours is greater than 40, you're going to do something. In here, we are going to open the bracket to do something. So we do calculation of overtime, right? Overtime will be hours minus, yeah. Hours will be total hours, right? Hours X, right? Minus sign 40. Now is the total hours minus 40. Remember, 40 is the baseline, the minimum hours that every staff must do for the month, I guess. So that hours, then pay. Remember, pay is an array too. Pay will be equal to, you do some calculation, you open bracket, say 40 asterisk, shift and 8 gives you an asterisk sign. 40 times 400, right? Let me see. 40 times 400. So we are actually going to do this, right? Yeah, this is what we are doing now. Hmm? I'll show you how we do all that. Don't worry if you don't see this, and I will tell you it's only in the pseudocode that you put this, just telling you what to do, what to do, right? Remember, that is where these curly braces, that's what they do. That is their job. Okay. Yes. So we have that, and I love this. So we have that there. Now we are going to close that bracket, right? You remember, board mouse is very essential when it comes to programming. Board mouse or PEMDAS, however you want to call it, is still the same formula. So it will be over time. We'll put the asterisk sign 800, and you close it, right? Okay, so now that you've closed that, make sure you put your semicolon, right? So we've done that part now of the first if. That's for those who work overtime, right? So now let's do something for those who didn't work for overtime. Say else, right? So in the else now, you go to the next line after you type the else, and you put in the simple calculation, which is just pay bracket square bracket, right? You know, it's an array. Then the pay will be hours asterisk, which is hours multiplied by 400, right? So yeah, that's it. That's it. That's it. It look nice. It look nice. Our program is good. Now the end if that you saw here, this end if here is being taken care of by this bracket, this last bracket. Yes, it's been taken care of by that last bracket. Same thing goes for the for, which is here. This one is for the for. Yeah, that one closes the for. Why this one closes the main program. So what we are going to do, we are starting a new line after this, which is put the cursor there and press enter. We go to the new line where we are going to display this here. Remember, we are going to display all this, right? Just as we put it here, that's what we are going to do. So display the report. So we come down here, and the report, right? So I'm going to say output the report. You can say display the report any which way, but I just want to use that. So you put the output. Remember, each program must have an input, a process, and an output. So storage is part of the process, which you've seen. We are using scanf to store data in memory. So let's begin. Print. So I'm going to give 2 lines so that I can display what I've received. Stop it there. You print again. I'm going to use a header this time to print the result. So there, slash and so yeah, put the column, print the F again. Just the same process like I did last time. Put a header for the program. Here, I'm going to say 1, 2, 1, yes, 2, and I will just say gross pay report. Yep, that makes sense. And let's say slash n. Remember the slash n, what it does is to go to the next line. Instead of writing in one straight line, it goes to the next line and it makes your job look professional. Print, open the bracket, yes, and yeah, we do the same thing again. Slash n, close the bracket, color. Open bracket. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a table, right? Since I'm going to run a table, I'm going to use that table to display my actions or whatever I have in there. So yeah, so let's start. The first thing I need to display, right? Let me see what I need to display. I need to display the name, TRN, hours, and just put a sign there, this dollar sign. Yeah, because if I don't put the dollar sign, you won't see the dollar sign at the end of the when the program report comes up. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'll come back here and I say the first one is a string, right? So the percentage sign, that's a percentage, please. That's a percentage. Percentage sign. That's why I wanted this thing to work. I don't know why it's not working. It's not working. Okay. It's not working. This is actually percentage sign. So there you have that percentage sign there, and the percentage we are looking at string first. So this string I just need to display at least 12 characters of the string, probably. But let's see how it goes. We can always make adjustments. I'm going to display 12 characters. So 12 characters of that string. So I put S there. So it's going to display 12 characters. Then the next one will be another percentage. I'm going to display what? 15 characters of a string. We can always adjust this, So 15 characters of a string. That's for the TRN. Then I'm going to display what? 8 characters of for the hours worked, I think so. Probably. Yeah, just the 8 characters of this one is 12. This one is this. So let's see our what name. Well, let's see how it goes. Let's see how it goes. But yeah, do that. Then the next one will be 8 characters, and there's a string to. Okay, this is for TRN. This is for this is for name, and this is for TRN. I guess. Let's see the code again. Character TRN. Character names. The one is hours. Okay. So let's see how it goes. Yeah. So dollar will be, I'll display it as X. Okay, yes. Now I understand what I'm doing now. Yes, this I'm creating a header. Since I'm creating a header, I'm going to use a string to create those headers, right? And display them as a string. This is a header. So because remember, I need to use a loop to display all that is stored in the memory. Yes. So what I'm doing here is just using a string to create a header so that I can display them back. But I wanted to display more. Well, let's just skip it. If we need to adjust, we can come back to the code and adjust. So I'm going to say 10 S. I'm going to put a new line /n. Yeah. So what am I displaying? I'm displaying name. Remember to put your comma to separate the text and all that. So I'm displaying name. I'm displaying the TRN. I'm displaying hours. So this is the header I'm creating. Yeah. I'm displaying the hours. I'm displaying the gross pay. Yeah, so that it will look professional. I'm displaying the gross pay. And I put the column there. Okay. Then this will be loop to display data stored in array. So the data stored in array, I'm going to use this loop to do it. So I use a for loop for each array. For if the array is less than 0, and the array, if the array is equal to 0, right? It starts from 0. So if the array is less than 5, right? Array plus plus, so it will count down to 5. Array is less than 5, yes. So that means it will count from 0 to 4. It is less than 5, so it comes from 0 to 4. Have that in mind. So you open the bracket and you put the block of code here, which is print f. And what we are going to do, you put the $sign. Remember, we say 12 here. If it's 12 string, it will be 12 here. 12 string You space, the next one will be percentage 15. TRN is string, is a string. 12s, not, just put the minus sign. 12, 15s, right? You space, put percentage again. The next one will be how hours is an integer, so we just put -8. The -8, yeah. We'll look at it and see what we are going to have. 8s. Then the next one is gross pay is float. So if it's float, it's going to be F instead of S. This is D for integers, and why this is minus 10, right? 10.2 F. Now, why is so? Is because it has decimal place. Remember that the floating point, once you put floating point, is going to give trailing decimal places, and you don't want that. So you just need a 2 decimal place. So that's why I'm put 0.2, right? Yes, for the float. 0.2 will be 2 extra zeros, 2 decimal points. So now that we have that, let's stop the code there and go to the next line. And yeah, so we have that there. Remember, we now need to call the array. Make sure you put the space there, and so we are calling back the array we saved. Hours x with the space. After hours comes pay x. Now that we've done that, the next thing we do, we close the bracket and put in our colon. All right, so that we have come to the end of this loop here. The next thing we do is to print the base of the program, which is just print f. So we just print this base here. It's just a baseline, so /n. So close the bracket. Oh, I didn't open the bracket here. Let me see. Oh yeah. So let's put the column there. And so what I'm going to do here, I'm going to do something to wait for input, because normally when you do the program and you compile it, it tends to just, in Windows 11, I think from Windows 10, it tends to just log off the screen and all that. So I'm going to put a command here, yes, so that it doesn't log off when the examiner is looking at it. So I'm just going to put that here. Let's say program. So wait for user to press enter key before closing the program. So I'll just run a print. So say press enter to exit program. Hmm? Mm, okay, so we use a function, a built-in function called get character. So what this function does is to get a character from a key when you press a key. So this one, I'm going to do it twice. So this one will text the new line, previous input, right? Then get character again. So this one will wait for the user. Enter key. Key press. So this one, when you enter the key press, it goes in. So now we are almost at the end of the program. Since we are doing that, we'll return 0. Right? Now this return 0 is actually referring to the main program. This, remember, it's an integer, right? It means if the program is true, it goes. If it returns 1, it means there's an error somewhere. So return 0 and you go. So now that we've done that, let's test it. Let's test our program. So we say save. Now that we have the save there, here you have build. So we build the program, right? And it's telling me there's an error somewhere here. So what the error is? It says expected before the curly brace. Why? Oh, here is supposed to be bracket. Yes. So let me go and run it again. I run the program. Oh, okay. Let me work on this line. So open bracket /n/n. Right? Yes. Now this is called debugging. So once you build, we check for errors, and here you go. It says error, implicit declaration. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is, come on, man. Print f, right? So I'm going to say /n press enter key to exit the program. Right. To the bracket. Okay. One error. So let's try it again. A build. Okay. We've built the program now, and everything seems to be fine. So let's see how it goes. Let's work on the program and see how it goes. So let's work on the program and see how it goes, right? Let's work on the program. This is the folder, and we'll go to the problem solving folder. Okay, that's the program there, right? We've compiled it and it's there. You can see there is already compiled. Yes, you may want to run it from here, or you can as well, now that you have this build message and you have no problem, you can just go to run the program, and what happened? Oh, my antivirus is don't worry. Yeah, enter housekeeper number 1. So I will just look at my database. So, yeah, access. Uh, database housekeepers, right? Okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep it side by side, right? So I have this program here, and I'm going to test it and see, right? So enter housekeeper 1. Okay, housekeeper, his name is Lee. Let me see what happens if I say Lee Chin. I press enter name, press enter TRN. Lee Chin has a TRN of 1040. 104940918. All right. I press enter. How many hours work? Lee Chin worked for how many hours? 42 hours. Lee Chin worked for 42 hours. 42. The next one is I just hope this works. Hang Rubber. Mr. Hang Rubber Makanaki. Makanaki. Very funny name. Hang Rubber Makanaki. And his TRN is what? 110957008. Yes, that's for Makanaki. I press enter. How many hours? He worked for 45 hours, right? So the next one is Ehiogo. Ehiogo. Chizoba. Ehiogo Chizoba. And Ehiogo's number is 1804212259. 1259. Yeah. Press enter. Hours worked 40 hours. Housekeeper number Nkemjika promise, right? Nkemjika promise has a 106 505 847. Hours worked 40 hours. Now the last one, remember, you just have to use data that you have from your database, right? So the last one there is Pangsuk Wangdu. 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 Pangsuk Wangdu. Pangsuk Wangdu. Pangsuk Wangdu 227 354 854, right? And he worked for 40 hours, right? Yes, this one didn't work overtime. So 40 hours means that the housekeeper did not work overtime. Okay. So once I press enter, yo, it is good. Yes, I have details. So I'm actually going to work on my own. Like, as you can see, the data are scattered. So what I'm going to adjust, let me see. This, how many letters is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So I'm going to give 25 space. You see, everything entered, but because this was shifting, it affected every other thing, right? Yes, yes. So I'm going to make it here. Because here says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. It shifts. So I'm going to make it the size of this column to be at least 25. Then I will come back. So if it is 25, right? So let me see where it ends. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, yeah, I know what to do. I'm going to expand this, expand that, or whatever. Just keep it like that. So I'm going to do this, expand this. Yes, so the program is actually working. All right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to exit this and do some correction for mine so it looks neat. Okay. You may want to do something else, but I'm just going to do correction for mine. So I press enter. Yeah. Yes. Okay. This is what I'm going to do. Come over here. This was 12. So I'm going to make it 25. So you come here and make it 25. Right. Right. So 25, 25. Oh, I missed something. Did I miss anything? Yes, I'm missing something because when it display, it didn't display the money. Right. So here I'm going to put the dollar sign. Remember from our you have the dollar sign here, right? Yes. So this dollar sign must be there. So I put in the dollar sign here now on this line where you have the printf with the array storage. So I have that there. So I'm going to compile it, and I'm going to run it this time. The run. Now this time that I have this, so I just keep it by the side and open my access again. Come on. Okay, so I'm going to run it again and see. By this time, I will show you something you need to do. You may need to take a screenshot of what you've done to save it too. Yeah, it's the part of your program assessment, your SBA assessment, to show evidence that your program actually worked. So now, let's see. So the first one is Lee Chin, right? So Lee Chin is there. I press enter. Here 104 940 918. Press enter. You work for 42 hours. Now your housekeeper may have a different work time, right? But it is standard that all housekeepers must have a minimum of 40 work hours. So the extra time will be counted for them. So my next one is Han Grober. Mr. Han Grober. Makanaki. So Han Grober Makanaki, TRN is 110 095 708. Enter hours worked. So hours worked will be what? 45. Yes, 45. I remember. This will be for Ehi Ogu. Promise. What's your TRN number? 11 180 421 259. Hours worked, just 40 hours. So you put the hours that the third person, the fourth person worked, right? And the fifth person. So you just put the hours they worked in. So the fifth one is Kenjika. Yo, I think I switched the name here. So don't worry, since I can't edit in this program, I'll just swap the name anyway. But you understand. So make sure you look at the name when you're writing Kenjika, so that you don't make mistake, because in this program we cannot edit in this program. Kenjika promise 106505 847. Press enter. Enter hours worked. 40. So the last one is Wangdu Fansuk. Right? Wangdu Fansuk. TRN. What will be the TRN? Say 227354854. So that's my test that I'm working with, right? and I press enter. 40 hours worked. Bam! It looks good. It looks good. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do a screenshot of this. Now there's a tool called sniping tool. Once you go to the start button, you type sniping tool. You see that tool there? Open it. Now that you've opened it, you will see this here. It says new screenshot. You click on it. Now you see this kind of you see a kind of a hover button. It may not show in your own, but how I wish this cursor is showing. You just click and drag from the first part. Just take a screenshot, right? I don't know why it didn't show, right? Or you can, this is a screenshot I took, but I can do something else. I could just say, how I wish. Just take a screenshot of this. Once you take a screenshot of that, because what I did was, once I pressed the button, when the screen was dark, I don't know why it didn't show that part. I just click and drag to this point, and to get that, I don't know why the recording machine did not catch up with that. Let me see what happens again. Yeah, it still won't catch it up. For some reason, if I say print screen, yeah, for some reason, it doesn't catch up that, right? Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to print screen and copy this, right? Is there in the memory. As I capture the screen, as I screenshot the screen, yes, I'm going to open a Microsoft Word. Press a Word, I open the Microsoft Word, and I come in here and I am going to paste it. Just say paste from memory. Here, Control V. Yes, that's the program, right? So I could just type here, say screen shot of the payroll system program. Payroll, housekeeper payroll system. Housekeeper payroll system, right? So I'm going to save it. I click on File, Save, browse your location. Remember to go to the folder where you're working. So I'm working with that folder. ITSBA, you go to problem solving folder. This is where you save it. So screenshot of the program, the name fits in. Yeah. So save it. You save it there. So that's a screenshot of your program. Because look, everything you did is there. And you have it there. So that's it. Now I will have to do some correction, right? That we did not do initially. So here, press enter to exit. I'm going to minimize this. So in this pseudocode, I want you to open this pseudocode docs, right? Here we are supposed to add problem statement, right? So I'm going to cut this out. I'll select this, all right? Select it. And I'm going to cut it. to the memory. And after this, I'm going to say here, I'll just say pseudocode in capital letter. I'll just say ship this developed by I'll come here and I will say problem statement. Problem statement, right? What was the problem statement? Let me see. I pasted that. I'll come in here and I will check my SBA document. This is the SBA document, right? It says develop an algorithm. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to copy this, right? I don't want to make the video longer, so I'm just going to copy it for time's sake. So I'm going to copy that here and I will paste it. So so here it says develop a program. Yeah, this will be the problem statement for housekeepers. Using arrays, develop a program. This I'm going to highlight it and I'm going to make it bold, right? So highlight it yes. Remember to always put your candidate number, or you can just say yeah, remember to put your candidate number. Make it big. So you put your candidate number, make that big. Then this is problem statement, and this here, delete this space. This here, you can type the pseudo code, right? The pseudo code. Then you make it big. So if there's a problem, this one here, you go here and say capital uppercase, right? So that's the pseudocode, the problem statement, right? And once you're done, you can copy this so that you can place it in your text pseudocode. So you say Control A to select all, Control C to copy. Remember to save this. Then you go to your pseudocode text file, Control A, Control V, right? Yes. So once you're done, you Control F to save it. So you'll say file, save. So now that you've done that, everything looks good and you're ready to submit. So that will be the end of the programming and problem solving, right? That will be the end of it. So what I'm going to do, the next video I'm going to do is just a supporting video for website for those of you who may want to add additional page without using the external page, because I believe that some teachers may want you to have an additional page in the SBA. Yeah, but I will just recommend, because you may not know what the examiner may be doing. So I will just put that video, I'll create an additional page and I will link it up and show you how to navigate within different web pages on the website. Okay, so I just don't want to make a single website, even though that some modern website design, you can have everything all in one page. So we call that a one-page website design. So, but just for the sake of the CSEC, I'm going to make that video to add additional web page. The whole idea is just for you to get the concept of the website design thing. Okay, so have a great day and get ready to submit your SB as quickly as possible once you're done testing and everything is good. God bless you.